Hi, YouTube people. My name's Li Jing. I'm a 22nd generation Dragon Gate priest, newly ordained. And the only reason the cat Gracie's in the video is for sex appeal. Today's video is our inaugural video, and we're going to be talking about ways of working, of acting through loneliness and sadness. These are kind of natural aspects of life. If you haven't figured that out yet, good luck. However, they're very actionable qualities, and there's a lot of ways that I have picked up over the years of learning to take what makes me sad and turn it into something useful. To take the times in my life I've been lonely and turn it into something useful. So, we're going to talk about some of those, and we're going to talk about some of the causes and conditions of those. Um, right, Gracie? Yeah, it's you. So, first, I want to talk about loneliness. Loneliness, in my personal journey, it's not a universal truth, tends to arise when something is absent in my life and I think it needs to be there. And a lot of my journey from loneliness into acceptance really stems from working on the narrative that I've told myself that some kind of truth or story that I'm certain that I'm alone, or I'm certain that no, I'm unlovable, or I'm not enough, or I'm not worthy, or I'm weak. Oh wow, I thought about those really quick. And working my way through the narrative to a different story. But how you get there is extremely difficult because by the time loneliness and sadness penetrate the conscious awareness, um, it's almost already, it's not too late, but it's too late to evade or head off or not feel the experience at all. The only way out is through, as my teacher says, and many other teachers say. So where we're going with this is what you need to do first is build up inertia. Loneliness and sadness work a lot like rocks dragging behind you. They're weighting you down. They're making it harder to move forward. Um, I wish it was just as easy as cutting the ropes those rocks are tied to, but it's not. What you need to do is build up inertia. Those, in our metaphor, our rock metaphor, our allegory, I don't know which one it is. I'm always confused. A lot. Why am I even here? Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry, Gracie. In our rock, we're assuming that we can't just cut the rocks or let them go. That we're going to have some sort of action behind it. So that's what we're going to talk about. The first thing is this: variety. Variety is the idea that to be, there's the common definition, but I'm going to tell you the context I mean it in. It's a general idea that human beings are at their best and are getting their needs met the most when they have a little bit of variety in their life. When and there are other circumstances where routine and certainty are very important. But variety, even though it kind of seems like it would be antithetical to things like routine, is actually a key component as well. You need variety in your life, right? So normally I order Chinese food for lunch. Today I ordered Mexican. Why? Because I'm stuck in a house for 2 weeks. Don't ask why. So I know that whereas I would normally get my variety needs met by me going and hanging out with different people, doing different activities, different kinds of work, now I'm getting my varietal needs met just on what I can get them met based on the context of my life, which in this case is the DoorDash guy is going to bring me chimichanga, 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 chimichanga. So that would be my first tactic that I would use for loneliness and sadness. Take a look at your surroundings, figure out what is routine, and then do something outside that routine. Change it up. I don't care if it's as small as I shower at night, I'm going to shower in the morning, or I'm going to drink tea instead of coffee. Change up some sensory information. Maybe if you're used to dramas or action movies, you try a comedy. If you're listening to sad music or lonely music, try listening to. I would not shift to like joyful, happy. You can try it. It works for some people. It doesn't work for me. I need a medium. So one of the things I do is I start off with music that resonates with how I feel. This is tactic number two, music. So sadness and loneliness in my context of life goes very well with Florence and the Machines. Um, then I shift to angry music, a lot of rap or something like that, because it's easier to make the jump from sadness and loneliness to anger. And anger has the added benefit of, as Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, anger can be useful. I need to work on that accent. It's okay. I don't know what you talk about, crazy. My accent is perfect. Anyways, going back, um, I use sadness and loneliness. I Florence the Machines. I'll shift to some rap, and then finally at the end of the set, I'll switch to something happy and joyful or comedic to kind of end. You don't have to stick with music. You can end with a comedy bit or something. It's not like there's not options out there. But the order of operations is important because no one person's order of operations for how they're going to state shift is the same. So using music to shift your state from loneliness into something functional is going to be dependent on that. So finally, we're going to get into variety in terms of. So we talked about music. We talked about changing your routine or your schedule in whatever environment, what that means for you. We're going to talk about indirect changes um, and direct approaches. Now, obviously, there's something that hasn't been said that is staring us right in the face. It's what about other people? Yeah, yeah. You can always just go call someone. You can always just go text someone. Or, you know, working through loneliness is probably a potentially healthy engagement of social media. But I'm going to assume that there's obstacles in place interior to you, that you're by nature an isolationist, or you're already at the point where you're utterly convinced nobody wants to talk to you. So we're going to work through that resistance. And I'm going to talk to you about baiting. And all baiting is, it's a tactic where you indirectly ask for somebody to talk to you. And while it is a little bit passive aggressive, I'd like to think that as a Taoist, I just want to say that I would like to present techniques. I'm not really concerned or judging anybody based on whether they can directly say what they want or ask for what they need, or whether or not they're simply not in that state where they're able to do that. So all baiting is just clicking, liking, look at people you've had past conversations with, and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" or trying to engage. And then if a conversation develops, and it may not, people are busy, um, and do it multiple parties, because odds are if you ask 10 people, one of them is going to have time to talk. So we're at about 9 minutes here. I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm gonna say this is just the first video. I'm gonna make quite a few, because here's the thing. I'm actually specialized in meditation, but one of the things that I've learned is this. When people say I need meditation in my life, they don't really mean, they don't understand what they're saying. They don't know what they're asking. They don't need meditation. What they want, in my experience, and I say this because this is what I wanted. I told my teacher I want to learn meditation. What I really wanted was to learn how to control and alter my states so that I could be in high gear when I needed to be in high gear, low gear when I needed to be in low gear. So I could actually have a say in what gears I was getting put in, and also how to find that secret power of not letting other people change my gear. We call it giving your remote control. A lot of people say they want meditation, but before you want meditation, what you really want is to manage your state. And there's a lot of ways that are already around you that you can start doing right now, right this minute, that do not require a single minute on the cushion. And if you do those, ultimately, I find for me, meditation is a tool for meeting oneself. I think, but before you can meet oneself, you need to be able to be in a state where you can accept what you find. Because when that doesn't happen, you're you're in trouble. And I say that from personal experience. So, before we talk about meditation in any of these videos, let's talk about what it means to be sad, to be lonely, to be desperate. Let's talk about what it means to be depressed and anxious and worried. And let's talk about what we can do right now in our lives to build up discipline and a routine on managing those to build inertia so that we can, when the time is right, move on to other things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Gracie, did you enjoy this video? Gracie's like, WTF, bro. This is my spot. Bye.